Good morning, Hammers fans. It's Nick from Claret and Booze. Welcome to my daily ramble. As always, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe, drop a like on the video, and yeah, look, it does really help us. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas. Obviously, we've got New Year coming up now, so got that sort of gap in between. Don't really know what to do. We're sort of scratching around. Work's really quiet, which is a good thing. You know, we're all getting a bit bored. We've eaten too much, and mind you, I always eat too much. Look at the state of me. But New Year's resolution, though, people. New year, new Nick. All right. But anyway, look, what we're going to talk about, well, we're going to quickly reflect on the Man United game. Well, I'm not. I'm going to do something different for that. Then we're going to look forward to Arsenal. Then I'm going to give you my thoughts on the stories that are circulating around David Moyes and his potential departure at the end of the season, you know, from the horse's mouth, apparently. So I know there's loads of people that are dismissing that, but you're going to get that in you. The sources that it's come through are actually quite good. But anyway, look, as we know, the last time that we spoke, it was after the Liverpool game. Very, very morose. Still am, to be quite honest. I mean, I did say in that video, what did we sacrifice a Liverpool game for? Was it to temporarily leapfrog Man United in the table? And so that's proven because, you know, we beat Man United 2-0, but then Man U did the unthinkable when they turned around a 2-goal deficit. There was 2-0 down at half-time against Aston Villa. And Garnacho and then Rasmus Højlund, whatever his name is, bloody scored the winner. 2 goals from him. And yeah, unbelievable. They turned that around. So we've dropped below them. So that lasted all of, 4 days, 5 days. So that was good. So I'm still bitter and burning about that. But nonetheless, it was good to go into Christmas in 6th place. They can't take that away from us. And yeah, so rather than me sort of going through the motions with a game, I'm going to do something a little bit different, and I'll see you in a minute.
Lucas Paqueta, it's a filthy ball over the top. Oh my God, no! We've been undone by a wonderful bit of play by West Ham, and it's too fucking easy for them guys bollocking, pissing, wanking, gas-tastic, mess of festive guff. Classic, isn't it? Waiting for a nice fucking early Christmas present from Manchester United, get served up a fucking festering lump of coal. St. Nicholas has emptied his sack all over the London Stadium here and doled out a fucking goal to West Ham, but it's a delicious pass. Look at that pass by Paqueta. It's a lofted ball over the top of which, goodness me, the King Cantona would be proud of. It's kind of similar to that pass from Cantona to Dennis Irwin all those fucking years ago. Little dinked effort over the top from Paqueta. The pass is absolutely delicious. And is it Bowen? Is it Bowen who's got on the end of it? Who's fucking got on the end of it and put it in the back of the net?
Miro off to play more football. We haven't played football all season. We haven't played good football all season. Goal. Fuck off! Absolute twats! And you can clip that, what I just said there as well. Jared Bowen, nobody doing anything in the defence. Fucking useless. Absolutely useless. Nobody tracks the run. Don't know what the keeper's doing again. Invisible man at the back. And the defence just snoozing, sleeping at Christmas. Stuffed on like a fucking turkey. And you know what it comes from again? He's picked a midfield that is about as useful as a no entry sign on a porn star's knickers. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish. You're a fucking idiot, mate. You're an absolute idiot. Why can I and all of you sit at home and say that midfield is fucking shite? And he runs off Bruno. He runs off Bruno. Bowen runs off Bruno. So he's ran off a midfielder. It's the midfield runners again.
They've cut us open again. Kudu's been fed in. They've cut us open again. Johnny Evans up against Kudu. Kudu shoots on goal. And he's slotted it in the back of the net. Past Andre. Oh, fucking Nana. It might as well be a cardboard cutout of a fucking pretend goalkeeper, the twat. Oh, my God. No fucking way, bro. No fucking way, bro. It's unbelievably gas-tastic. What the fuck are we doing, mate?
It never gets
You've
old.
got to be having a fucking bubble bath with a giraffe fucking... Just what? Oh, super chat. Oh my God! Oh my God! Are you kidding me? You're fucking kidding me, mate.
And they're in again. Is that Kudus? Oh, fuck off! I told you they were panicking like a fucking nonce in a prison riot. That defence was panicking ever since they scored, and now look at this. 2-0. It's like a pack of cards. It's absolutely incredible. It's so predictable. They concede a goal and they give up. Absolute cowards. Absolute shithousers. The same every fucking time. The first goal goes in and Manchester United shit themselves. Rubbish.
So yes, we beat Man United 2-0. Some great one-liners in there, isn't there? Bloody hell. Cardboard cut out of a keeper. Fantastic. So yes, look, they're very unexpected, I must admit. Man United was shit, weren't they? Let's be honest. But how often do we beat them? We don't beat them very often. It was a poor game. The first half was dreadful. It was an absolute non-event. And you've got to say the second half, it kind of improved. It was a little bit better. We seemed like we was sort of controlling the second half a little bit more. And the last 20 minutes were great, to be quite honest. You know, all brought about by David Moyes' absolute genius move of moving Brazil's number 10 into the middle of the park. Did you see that on Twitter? Oh, masterclass by David Moyes. He's taken Brazil's number 10 and he's put him in the middle of the park. Well, he got 3 assists from the middle of the park against Wolves. Do you know what I mean? Oh, look, I've just fun myself. Yeah, he got 3 assists against Wolves. He's put him back out on the left. It's got to about 70 minutes, nothing's happening, so he moves him back inside. Lo and behold, yeah, it was a masterclass. Fucking blatantly obvious, that's what it was. You've got to get him in the middle, Paqueta. You've got to get him in the middle and keep him now. That's 5 assists now. Apparently, he didn't even get an assist from that ridiculous one. So it's 4 by the record, but because it came back off of Onana, I don't think he got credited with it, which is an absolute joke. That's like the assist of the season, that is. But yeah, so 5 from 2 games. Leave him in the middle. I don't care whether you play him up front. When you play him up front, he drops back deep anyway. That's what his job is. He plays as like a number 10. But just, I know people say, oh, well, you know, when he goes out wide left, he does what he wants. No, he doesn't. He weren't even in the game really early on. Put him in the middle of the park. That's where he needs to be. But yeah, so really good result. Like I say, it was nice to get that after the Liverpool game. That was good. But like I say, the results since haven't been great. Apart from Newcastle, Newcastle have really fallen off, haven't they? They have, and I don't know whether you've seen their fixtures coming up. So if I quickly look at their recent games, so they've lost 3-1 to Forest. They lost 1-0 to Luton. They've lost loads of games, but their games that they've got coming up, their next 3, they've got to go away to Anfield. This is in the league. They're at home to Man City, and then they're away to Villa. He's going to get the bullet how, isn't he? Well, that is a story which we're going to go on to talk about as well. So yeah, I can't see Newcastle creeping up ahead of us again. Obviously, Brighton are there. Man United. Well, I think they've had a few games like that where they've kind of clicked into gear and then they go to sleep again, don't they? They're crap. I think Man United. They are. But there are a load of other teams there. Like I say, if you do have a look at the table itself at the moment, I do think that because European places can go down as far as 8th place. If say Villa win the Conference League and Liverpool win the EFL Cup, then the European there could be a Conference League spot in 8th place. And you've got currently Man United in 6th place on 31 points. And then you've got Bournemouth down in 12th place on 25 points. There's nothing in that at all, really. You're talking 6 points between 7 teams. And they're all vying for those 2 to 3 places. So it's going to be who can be the best of the rest. We've got to be in with a shout of getting in there. I mean, Chelsea won today, kind of last knock-ins, didn't they, as well? But so they're on 25 points. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of hope. I mean, when you look at it, when you look back at it, 30 points from 18 games, on the face of it, from a high level, that's a good return. It's a good return from us. Obviously, you look into it in more detail. You look at some of the games that we've shithoused and stuff like that. We know the story. But look, let's see what happens in the second part of the season. But before we get to the second part of the season, we've got to play Arsenal. That takes us up to 19 matches. So I'm going to be there. I'm going to that game. I'm taking my son. So that's going to be good. Meeting a few people there as well. So I'm going to enjoy that one. I hope. I am quite hopeful as well. I do think that this game now, there's more edge to it now. Certainly from the fans' perspective, you know, I've always said in the past with Arsenal, it's kind of tradition to just roll over and accept the great Arsenal, let them walk all over you. You know, I don't think that's going to be the case now, especially because of Declan Rice gate. Now, look, it is going to be a different proposition. They are going to play their first team. But providing we go out there with no fear, providing we pose a threat with what I consider to be now the best front three in the Premier League. I'm not saying we're the best team. We're not, clearly. But that front three, playing the way they are at the moment, you're going to struggle to find a better front three than that. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't swap it with Arsenal's front three. Martinelli, Jesus and Saka. No fucking way. Bowen, Kudus and Paqueta. No chance whatsoever. I think we've got a far superior forward line. That's our threat. I think if we can win that midfield battle, which is not going to be easy, it's not. But they don't have Havertz at the moment. And I know you might laugh at that, but Havertz has actually turned into a decent midfielder for them of late. So they are going to miss him. I don't know what's happened to him, but I know he's not playing tomorrow. I think he's injured. But yeah, we know they've got Rice. We know they've got other players as well. But if we get on it in that central midfield battle, if we focus on that, if we win that, don't sit back and just allow them the ball, press them, get in their faces like we did in the cup game. They didn't like it. Get in their faces. Don't let them settle because they're too good and they'll carve out too many chances. You will not low block your way to a result at Arsenal. You just won't. They're too good for it. You know, you're talking about a team that are comparative to Liverpool, and look what Liverpool did to us, and that was their fucking B team. So I just don't want to be seeing that there. I'd rather sort of go out on our shield, you know, just go out and have a go at them. I'm not when I say that, I know people take the piss. I'm not saying gun ho. I'm talking about a balanced game. You know, maintain our threat up front. Just keep players forward so that they can't bomb on, because all it will take, you can play counter-attacking football then, because if you leave your forward players forward, when you play a ball over the top, or you do go a little bit direct sometimes, they can't leave them exposed. So that by default, that means that they can't attack us en masse, and the fullbacks can't bomb at us and stuff like that. So I just hope that he does that. I think a lot of it comes down to how David Moyes sets up. I'm not going to predict it though, you know, because I can't predict. You can't predict anything this season with West Ham. You can't. So I'm just going to wait and see what happens. Wait and see how he sets us up. We should be fresh. You know, we've had a break. The team had Christmas at home, which must have been quite novel for them. Not for the foreign lads that have just come in. That's normal, standard practice. But for all the English players and players that have played in the Premier League for a long time, that's not normal. You normally go in as a footballer on Christmas Day. And apparently they all had Christmas at home, which was quite nice. So yeah, look, I'm not going to predict what's going to happen. I am hopeful. I am looking forward to it. I wouldn't be surprised if we got beat, obviously, because they're a better team. But I think we should be able to cause them problems. We should be able to. With the talent that we've got in our team, we should absolutely be able to cause them problems. I don't want to see another sort of capitulation, us curling up in a ball like we've seen in our last 2 away games. We've conceded 10 goals. I don't want to be seeing that again, you know. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are anyway. So look, obviously you've all seen the story circulating. I think it was on Football Insider, and I've listened to the podcast as well today. They do a podcast if you want to go and listen to it, in relation to the story that was circulated on the David Moyes side, where he's told somebody. It's not just from this source either. This is kind of widespread. David Moyes doesn't really talk to British journalists, but he does talk to a couple of Scottish ones. So I've been told, and the story is that he doesn't believe that he's going to be here next year. He doesn't want to. His home's in Lancashire. There are thoughts that he might take some time out after this one as well. So it might not be that he goes straight back into football management. I mean, he's not old. He's only 60, so he could take some time out or get a job closer to home. But yeah, the rumour is that David Moyes himself may not want to remain at West Ham. That's coming from the David Moyes side. Now, obviously, as we know, I've already spoken to people that have said that a decision has already been taken with a manager. Now, we've been linked with someone for a while, and I've kind of been ignoring it because the reason I've been ignoring it is because I've been thinking, well, if it was him, we'd have got him in by now, and that was Lopetegui. We've been linked with Lopetegui for ages. Now, look, I wouldn't mind him. I wouldn't say no. I think he's a good manager. He's a great manager. But we'd have got him in. He's been available for ages. So that's the reason why I don't really sort of pin my hopes on that one. Purely because for that reason. And like I say, the conversations that I've had where they've said that they've made their decision on a manager. But he won't be coming until the summer because he's currently at another club. Well, that's not Lopetegui. Now, look, obviously, I don't know who it is. I've got no idea. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sort of hoping and praying it's going to be Alonso. But then we've heard the news this week as well. It wouldn't be Howe either. If there was a manager agreed, by the way, for the end of the season, it wouldn't have been Howe. We wouldn't have been able to have agreed a deal with Howe because he's still at Newcastle. But there's been stories circulating about Eddie Howe because he's set to be sacked at Newcastle. And I've just told you his recent run of games is terrible. And you look at the 3 games that he's got coming up. He's got to go and play Liverpool, Man City and Villa in his next 3 games. He's going to be out the door, I think. They're going to get rid of him. You know, Newcastle want to win the league. And he's done an absolutely fantastic job with them. Brilliant. But, you know, if they're ambitious and they can see a slide happening or it might be the right time to move on from Howe. They're probably moving into Klopp and Pep waters now, aren't they? If they want to seriously challenge for the league, you know, top honours, then you do need the top elite managers. And Howe probably isn't there yet. But I'll tell you what, if we were linked with him, because we know that Sullivan's been a long-term admirer of Eddie Howe, and that was from his time at Bournemouth as well. Well, he's a far better manager now. Like I say, the job that he did at Newcastle, it's been phenomenal, really, what he's done. You know, this season there's been a bit of a drop-off because his star summer signing, Tonali, he got banned. They had a ridiculous, I think a record amount of injuries that he's been having to cope with. Added to that, they've had that ridiculous Champions League group of Dortmund, PSG and Milan, you know, and almost did the double over PSG as well. So, look, he's obviously had to balance that. It hasn't gone well just recently. And yeah, he'll probably get moved on. I doubt that they'll stick with him because with the amount of money that they've ploughed in and that they're going to plough in because they want to go for the top honours. They're not going to afford anyone patience, I don't think. So, and it was probably always a plan to get somebody like Howe in initially, and then you move up the ladder. You know, like once they start buying better players, it stands to reason you get a better manager. Do you hear that, Sullivan? When you get better players in, you get a better manager. Do you understand that? Which is what I've been saying for ages. David Moyes was right for one part of the job, but not necessarily for this bit. You know, we're kind of, I think Eddie Howe would be fantastic for us, or somebody in that profile. But yeah, I'd be over the moon with that. But who it's going to be, I just don't know. I don't know. Like I say, I would be over the moon. I would love it so much if it was Xabi Alonso, but his stock is so high at the minute. I still don't think the guy's lost. I think he's just unbeaten. Don't think anyone could beat him. But yeah, so look, very, very messy ramble. I'm a bit under the weather. It's very late as well. It's currently 1 a.m. So I just thought I'd get a ramble out for you for the morning. So look, I hope you enjoyed that anyway. We'll do a bit more of a structured one over throughout the next week. We'll probably come on and do a group show. Gary might do a reaction tomorrow because I'm at the game. I'll do a reaction from the stadium as well and post that for you. So we'll speak to you all tomorrow. All right? I'll speak to you all soon. Come on, you Irons.